Welcome back, everybody. This is the TLS Season 2 Round of 24, and we are going on to the winner's match between Bakuryu and Rams, a ZVT on match point. Yum, 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 yum. Yeah, Rams definitely surprising me there with that win. I mean, he looked pretty good. He did have a pretty nice advantage, you know, going 2-fact against 1-gate obs expand. With Mazur kind of looking really shaky on the macro, not sure what's going on there. According to Bakuryu, Mazur said that he was playing on a laptop with a small monitor or something, so, you know, busting out the good old excuses, I like it. Maybe if he loses another game, he'll say, like, he spilled water on his laptop or something, or, like, you know, the fan stopped working and it caught fire. Always a good time. But we can talk about Mazur later, because we are going to have Bakuryu versus Rams coming up now. Alright, here we go. At the bottom left as the red Terran, we have Rams. At the top right as the brown Zerg, we have Bakuryu. And, oh, as the non-existent observer, we have Nagizama. Oh man, that's clearly Tupacalypse's Smurf. Anyway, okay, so ZVT on match point. It's very interesting. Oh, looks like, is my overlay messed up? Hold on, 1 second, 1 second. What do I do here? Do I do this? Okay, that looks a little bit better. Alright, cool. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, ZVT on match point. Not your usual ZVT because you don't have a super easy to take third. If we just have a look here at the map, I mean, this is generally going to be your third gas here as Bakuryu, but it's got these two entrances here. So it's got the narrow ramp here, but another ramp here. So you can't just like park two lurkers on one of the ramps and defend that. You have to be a little bit more careful about how you do that, and it is very far away from your main base as well. And other things to note on this map, of course, very easy to drop, plenty of spaces for proxies and all that good jazz. We saw actually a number of interesting games in the qualifiers on this map where, you know, Terrans opened up with some kind of tech strategy instead of the normal 1-Rex expand into bio. We also saw possibly one of the greatest ZVTs I've ever seen between Liquid Drone and Busy on this map in the qualifiers. Oh my god, if anybody hasn't seen that game, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Just go and watch it. It is amazing. Anyway, looks like we're gonna have a little wall off here. That is drone tight. I don't think it's Ling tight though. I'm pretty sure Lings can fit through there, but it's at least gonna block the drone scout. And walling in like this usually indicates some sort of shenanigans from the Terran player. I'm a little bit surprised actually that Rams isn't getting a gas now. Getting a wall almost always means they're going some kind of factory first build, which would have been perfect considering I was just talking about that. But it looks like it's not going to happen. Bakuryu meanwhile is actually saving a lot of money for some reason. I don't know why he's got that much money. Oh my god, he just went 3-hatch no pool. Well, I guess that explains it. Bakuryu, are you kidding me? He just gets walled out of the base. I mean, does he not think that this is gonna... What if this was a Vulture expand? What if this was a factory... This is like 90% of the time just going to be a factory expansion. Is he not scared of that? How is he not scared of that? Oh my god, Bakuryu. You made another drone too. So 12 hatch, 11 hatch, and then a drone, and then a pool. This is like ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So Rams is going to go in here and be like, wait a minute. Why is there another hatchery already? And he has actually just gone 1-Rex expand here. But he's getting his gas already. Now, getting the gas after 1-Rex expand usually just means a fast +1 attack upgrade for your medic Marines. It is just bio anyway. But he could potentially do something else. I mean, we've seen some kind of, you know, we've seen like fast vessel builds and that kind of thing before. To be honest, I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do against 3-hatch before pull here. Although, having said that, I was watching Haya's stream earlier today, and Haya went for a 1-Rex expand into Bunker Rush against a Zerg who just went a normal 12 hatch. It was, and he actually like made it work. He killed the hatchery, while just like making SCVs and expanding anyway. It was actually mind-boggling. But it looks like Rams is doing a cute little move here just with one SCV. Snipes one drone already, forcing Baku to pull a number of drones off the line. Of course, the pool is only just now finished. But oh man, Baku didn't even save Larva. He just like... Oh, I guess actually because he had 3 hatcheries already, he didn't need to save Larva. He just... He has plenty of larvae anyway, so he's making like 2 lings from each hatchery, but he's lost a second drone already. So that's all. This Marine SCV combo is already by far paid for itself. Unfortunately, the SCV's on the wrong side here, so the Marine will get taken out as well as the SCV. But a nice little move there from Rams to at least kind of diminish the advantage that Baku gets from the 3 hatch. That was actually a long time for those drones to be pulled. And losing those 2 drones obviously as well is not very nice. And there's the fast +1 that I was talking about. Interestingly, only 1 guy on gas right now for Rams. So it looks like he just mined enough to get that +1 before going back to minerals just for a little while longer. Meanwhile, though, this bunker is not quite done yet, and the lings. Oh, I thought they were going straight over. It looks like actually, but there's only 4 lings, so they shouldn't really be able to do too much. Meantime, we do have a lair from Bakryu. It's interesting to see what he'll play here. I mean, on most maps nowadays, you see 3H Muta almost all the time. Very rarely see Lurker openings. Match point, though, I don't know. Again, potential for some kind of shenanigans. You can, I don't know, maybe go 3H Lurker into slow drop or something like that. He's not actually moving any overlords into position, though, so probably not going to do that. I imagine he'd just go for 3H Muta anyway, of course. A very nice little high ground area kind of jutting into the main base behind the natural, so that both allows you to to harass behind the natural minerals, and also you can use this as like a springboard to harass the infrastructure, which is usually built around here. So yeah, that's actually a pretty nice place for Muta harass, and we don't see a Hydra Den yet, so it's almost certainly going to be 3 hatch Muta here from Bakryu. Just waiting for the Spire. Where's he going to put it? He's just going to put it in the main, so it is 3H Muta, as I said. And we do see the 4X here. Very standard follow-up from the fast +1. You either go 4 or 5 barracks, put on some pretty hardcore mid-game pressure here. I have seen occasional variations where you just have 3 barracks, but in my opinion, going 4 or 5 racks to make the most use of the +1 is preferable. I've seen go to the 3 barracks a couple of times, and I never really understood it. Anyway, a little stim run out to kill some of these hold-positioned Zerglings, and they don't even have speed yet, so it looks like he might grab a second one here. Yeah, oh, they're actually just running to the back, so he's going to get 3 of these. So a nice little catch here for Rams. Meanwhile, Bakryu actually taking the 12 o'clock rather than the bottom right. Now, this is an interesting variation that started kind of showing up after Matchpoint starting being played a little bit more, because if you notice, so I was talking originally about this being the usual base to take, but this 12 o'clock base, even though it's very far by ground to Bakryu's main, it's very close by air, so because he is going mutas, he's actually got a much smaller space for his mutas to defend. And actually, if you think about it, it's not that much further from the bottom right by ground if you're just going out from the natural. To just go over there, I mean, I think it's a little bit further, but on the other hand, you can actually defend it. There's only a single entrance, which is fairly narrow, so even though there's no ramp, you can kind of defend with a few lurkers in the back, so I actually think that's a pretty nice choice here from Bakryu. Unfortunately for him, these Marines might actually just find it before it's even finished. And SCV going to check the bottom right while the Marines head to the 12 o'clock. This is really crazy by Rams. I guess he just assumed it was there. I don't know if he scanned first or not. I mean, since he's sending an SCV to the bottom right, I assume he didn't. And yeah, he's actually only sending 1 Marine to go check if that's there. And now that he sees it, he might immediately send the Marines over there. Yeah, he is just going to stim and try and kill it before the mutas get out. But the mutas now are out for Bakryu. He's going to have to do some nice micro in order to defend this. But I don't think he realizes the danger that, okay, now he's sending the rest of his dudes over there. But is he going to be in time? I don't think he's going to be in time to save this, to be honest. He doesn't look like he has the full 9 mutas here for some reason. I don't know why he doesn't have 9 mutas. Oh man, he built so many Sunkens because he was scared for his natural. Oh man. Big misread there for Bakryu. He assumed that because he took a non-standard third base position at the 12 rather than the bottom right, that maybe Rams would go in the wrong direction and he'd have a bit more time, and he just needed to defend his natural. But nice little fake out there from Rams has actually killed off Bakryu. So Bakryu now in a pretty rough position. Anyway, looks like doing some nice harassment at the back of Rams' natural. He's gonna have to do quite a bit of damage though, because he's lost his third. He has got no third base, and I'm curious whether he's actually gonna rebuild it at the 12 o'clock or go to the bottom right. All right, so These turrets actually not actually doing anything, as you can see. Oh, this guy's barely in range. There is some space to build turrets behind the natural, I think, but yeah, it looks like kind of like the same idea on Fighting Spirit, where if you build it right against the cliff edge, they get picked off a lot more easily. So you want to build it like in the mineral line, but I don't know. Rams' turrets seem a little bit far back here. This is a pretty obnoxious line to deal with. What the hell's going on over here? What the? It looks like the medics got completely away from the Marines here. Luckily, he does pull them back before the mutas actually find it, only losing a single medic. Meanwhile, some Lings run around. Might go for a nice Muta-Ling attack on those Marines in the middle. Unless like Baku is now going to take the 12 o'clock again. So that is that. And actually, if we look at the SCV count, it is quite thin now. Oh, looks like we can send a few more over from the main, but those are just going to be free pickings for these mutas. Anyway, ooh, pretty brutal. Nice little scan there as well, even getting a few shots on the mutas. And what's going on in the main base? Looks like everything proceeding as normal. He did only go up to 4 racks instead of 5, but that allowed him to get his tech, squeeze his tech out just a touch earlier. Meanwhile, this small group of Marines has just been alive the whole time here, being really, really active. Looks like Baku not going to defend with a few lurkers. As I said, there's only this one entrance here, so that they can defend it pretty nicely here. But yeah, this small group of Marines, I thought they would just get picked off initially after killing at that 12 o'clock, but actually they're just still roaming around on the map. It looks like Baku actually killed his own Sunken so he could get out a little bit easier. Now he's got some lurkers on the way. This is a Queen's Nest, no Hive just yet. And does he? Oh, I thought he just missed these Marines. Oh, did he just miss these Marines? Oh no, he's just waiting for the lurkers. Oh, here we go. Finally gonna pick these off here with the lurkers in the back. Lurker's a little bit slow though, so he's gonna lose all those lanes. But Baku will pick off this group. Problem is the Rams now has plenty of Marines at the back of his base. He's at 1-1 upgrades as well against no upgrades just yet. Carapace hopefully, oh, it's not even halfway done actually, so it's going to be a while away. So those Marines going to be very, very hardy against the Zerg. I guess since he did go for the fast plus 1, it does make sense that his upgrade is so far along. Anyway, adding on this barracks as normal. Whoa! Gotta be a little bit careful here. Running a little bit far ahead. Moving up onto the high ground against those lurkers, not the greatest idea, obviously. But is Siege Mode done yet? I assume not, since he's not using it. Nope, almost done. Just gonna hang on a couple more seconds. I mean, he doesn't even need to move up just yet. He can just go take the surge straight away, while just hanging on at the low ground. Meanwhile, 12 o'clock is now up and running for Baku. You're gonna want to get that gas ASAPly. This is way later than it should be. So Baku definitely hurting on the gas front here. You can see the lurker count is not very high at all. It's just got the 5 lurkers right now. Didn't really produce many more mutas either, so that lack of the third gas is kind of showing on his army count. Anyway, Rams finally moving up here to take this high ground. He's going to force these lurkers back. Going to grab a free lurker as well. Baku's going to move in here. I don't think that's a good idea. Well, he's going to move in with the lurkers, but man, again, mistimed move here. The lurkers coming in way behind everything else, and with a good D matrix, Rams is actually just going to kill this easy peasy. Oh man, really bad for Baku. He's a little bit lucky that actually both these lurkers survived on just, basically a couple of Marine shots left. Meantime, one random Marine going to check out what's going on here, make sure there's nothing going up at the bottom right. But Baku is just in serious trouble. Now, he is getting Defiler Mount, and if there's one time, if there's one thing that allows Zerg to come back in almost any matchup, it's Defilers. I mean, I guess you rarely see them in ZVZ, but when you do see them in ZVZ, they do also allow you to make cool comebacks. Something just died there. Was it just a Science Vessel getting scourged or something? I'm not really sure. Anyway, a few flanking Marines here on the Zerg, trying to pick off these lurkers. But again, the siege tanks are going to be the real threat, and Baku getting pushed back here. His Defilers are not really ready yet. He just really wants to buy time here until they're done. But even if that Defiler Mount finishes, he still needs to wait to consume. So I don't really know what he can do in this situation even to save his third base. I mean, he doesn't quite have the unit count to deal with this army head on. He is getting some lurkers in the back though, so he might just go for it. But not very many Zerglings supporting them. Only lurkers here if he executes it well. And oh, he actually snipes one of the tanks in the back. And here we go. He's moving in, but the other side isn't coming in though. Oh my God, what is Baku doing? What was that? He just threw away 3 lurkers. The other side of the attack went to the top left instead. He might just be going for a counterattack. But then I don't understand why these units moved in. I assumed that he would be going for a flank attack. And oh man, now there's a drop in the main base, losing the Defiler Mount, losing the Evo. Baku's just completely falling apart here. I have no idea what's going on, but he's going to lose his third base. He's losing all his tech. His main base is evacuated. He's got a few units coming back here. But he could very well lose his second Evo chamber as well. And he's already behind on upgrades, so this is just terrible. Looks like the Evo chamber will survive. It's not actually even upgrading anything, so it doesn't really matter. But Baku's in terrible shape, and Rams is looking like he's about to 2-0 a group where I don't think many people predicted him to advance. I don't know, but I would not have thought Rams would advance from this group, let alone 2-0 it. So this is very surprising to me, and it gives me I mean, I'm quite happy about this because he's a Terran player, and we like strong Terran players. We need more of them in TLS. So this is a good thing, except for the fact that means one of Bakuryu and Mazur is going to have to be eliminated here, and that's going to make me very sad. Anyway, it looks like the Terran now moving to take this obnoxious position in the bottom of the natural, start sieging that down from the low ground. It's going to force Bakuryu to come out and engage him in an awkward angle. I don't know where the medics are. What is up with Rams and having random medics everywhere? He's not even a medic in this drop. But seriously, like, why? Look, like, this is the main party, right? And it's like, there's some segregation going on here. It's like the, oh man, it's like the olden days. You have separate men and women areas. Anyway, that drop gonna get cleaned up pretty easily. But, yeah. Bakuryu, meanwhile, having this nice good old patrolling marine dude at the bottom right. Hey, there we go. And now it looks like Rams is gonna reposition, so he's in range of the hatchery. And that's gonna be bad news bears. I don't know where these marines are going. He might be going to, like, claim the 6 o'clock or something. No, he's gonna command center over here to float to the top left. Alright. Ooh, nice catch though by Bakuryu, skirting that vessel. So that's going to buy him a little bit of time, forcing Rams to use a scan here to see on the high ground. This is still high ground, see, otherwise they won't have vision. But otherwise, Rams is doing just fine here. I mean, Baku's probably going to stay in quite a while longer, even though we can see he's got no chance. He's 100 supply behind, but Bakuryu, pretty stubborn guy, does like to try and make cool comebacks. He does occasionally make them as well, so it's perfectly legitimate. But he seems to be pretty dead in my opinion. And oh, Lurk is moving up, gonna try and take down these siege tanks. The Marine's actually not able to really help out the tanks very much, so he could clear it out. Meanwhile, the Ling's actually gonna block the drop as well. Ooh, nice emergency evacuation, actually keeps them all alive. Actually, all the tanks are cleaned up, so Bakuryu re-establishing his natural, but I mean, he's 2 base against a 3 base, soon to be 4 base Terran. This is still not going his way. I mean, if he comes back from this, oh man, this hatchery is actually also barely even alive here. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Bakuryu, you are dead. You are so dead. Surely he must realize this. He just had a few links here cleaned up, so he must know that Rams is getting his 4th base. Rams is floating a lot of minerals, but it's possible that he's just kind of relaxing a little bit because he knows he's got it, so he's not, you know, playing at the top of his game. He's like, he doesn't have to try that hard anymore. You can see his army control's a little bit wonky. Just like leaving random groups of dudes. At least he didn't just leave the medics behind this time, he brought them along. Would much rather he leave 5 medics behind, or sorry, 5 marines behind instead of 5 medics. Especially considering his composition is very marine heavy. He's got relatively few medics per marine here, compared to a lot of other Terrans. Oh, he's gonna lose another vessel here though. Nice. So Bakuryu is now gonna lose. Oh, he should lose these lurkers. There's a lot of marines here. Oh, there we go. He's got a dark swarm, but only 1 lurker? 2 lurkers survive. Is one of them irradiated? This one is irradiated, so technically only... Oh no, they're both irradiated. Ha! So I guess nothing survived after all. Lol. Alright, so 4th base is up and running. 172 supply against 47. We got another drop in the back of the main. Gonna grab a couple of drone dudes. And GG from Bakuryu. Rams 2-0's the group. I am shocked. I don't understand. I mean, see, I'm so confused that I'm not even on the right screen here. Look at what is going on right now, man. See, this is why Kid Canada is like #1 on Liquidbet, because he just knows these things. He's like, oh yeah, everyone's like, Rams, probably, kind of an underdog in the group, even though he's really good. I mean, some of the TLS staff did pick him, but TLS staff picks are just ridiculous. I don't understand it them any time, but yeah, I guess that secret fist training has actually paid off here because Rams is through to the round of 16. Not our first Terran player, sorry. We had Busy Advance last week, but another Terran player, woohoo! So congratulations to Rams, and it's not over for Bakri, of course. He will go to the final match to play against the winner of the upcoming match between True Touch and Mazur. Going to be some ZBP action on Match Point coming up after the break.